So here I am. Let's shoot. These three are decent. Not great, but decent. That one was I pulled too far left. Oh yeah, much better. So 50 yards is where I start to get a little outstretched in my groups. 50 and 55 is what I like to practice a lot because I feel like it makes me better at the shorter ones. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we do a little bit every day. I come here, so I shoot a little bit of, I work my way up and then I hang out at 50 and 55. And that really helps me practice to be steady and getting better at it. This is actually pretty decent for me right here. 50 and 55. It's a big goal of mine to get a lot better at this year. Other thing that I've been learning a little about is not necessarily anchor points, but how important the peep sight is. And so last year I ended up getting a bigger peep sight than my sight. So basically what it looks like is like the peep sight is like this and the sight is smaller like this. But what I've been learning is that it should be even, and that helps you really be pointed up at the same exact spot rather than trying to center this inside of the bigger peep sight hole. Low right. This is what I mean when the groups start getting a little all over the place. I'm at the archery range today because they just put up 3D targets again. And I want to go shoot something and practice my skills for the fall. Those deer over there is what I'm going for. First shot. Okay, 43 yards. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's see if I have retained any skills from the winter. Ooh. Ooh, that was on the shoulder. Okay, this is the good one. This one right here. This second one is in the zone, but I think it would be a strong maybe. This last shot, big fat no. Good boy. Okay, before I go to the lower trail and shoot at some of the 3D targets that are there, one, I've never been on the lower trail, I've just been on the upper ones. I'm gonna do 20, 30, 40, once, not one arrow each, but one set each to warm up, and then we'll go down and see if we can hit some 3D. Okay. Good thing here, tight group. Bad thing, I was a little high. Okay, because we already did 43, and then I just did 20, 30, and they were pretty tight, I'm gonna do 55, because that's the last pin on my sight. And we'll see where that leaves us. It's close to the white. Almost touching. Boom! Yeah, bro, I'll take that at 55. I'll take it. Okay, this is 28 yards. There's the 20. Oh, 33, no doubt. Look at there, 37. That's it for practice. These last guys were 37, 33, and 20. And I think my only bad shot was 20. It still, I think, would have killed the deer, but not exactly where he wanted. I am working my way here on shooting some arrows today. And I went to the gym yesterday and did upper body, and now I'm really tired. And drawing the bow back is definitely tougher than normal. I can get it done, but holding steady is a lot tougher, which I think is good practice probably. So, but I've been shooting well. It's just tough, like holding steady and aligning the peep, and it's just been, it's definitely tough when you're sore, but I think it's good. So we're gonna keep shooting. I'm just doing 50 and 55 today. So just the last 2 pins on my sight, so only far, just to kind of hammer in shooting long distance and getting more used to that. So got a pretty good group going here. Look at that. Nice. That was my second shot, the one to the right, but that's at 50. I just shot 55. Let's see how we did. All in the white. Just broke the white here on the end over there, but I'm liking the look at that. That's good. I can tell I pulled to the right on most of those shots. Guess aren't terrible. Like everything's within like probably 6 inches of each other, but I think the problem here that I'm facing is I'm like, especially my left arm, just because and I guess this is from being tired, but I'm like muscling through holding straight. So I'm like, I'm really pulling my arm over to stabilize. Like I feel that way more rather than just feeling steady. I feel way more like I have to pull to like be open, and I think that's where I'm messing up here, right here. So I'm like pulling over, and this I had to really muscle to the left to get that in line. And someone's shooting over there, having a good time. But I can definitely do better. So I'll rest up and practice when I'm less sore. I'm pin gapping today, and I was doing great on 35. I'm not doing great on 25, at least to my standards. I think I'm shooting too high. There we go. I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna go down to 20, and then I'm gonna shoot up to 50 and 55 to end the session. I've been doing this a lot today, where it's been good, cool. So I'm gonna work on that. Good, high, pulled. Whew! Wow, that is dark. Is that better? A little better. I finally, what am I doing here? Got, wait, what? Okay, wrong side. I finally got new arrows for my recurve bow. I got them back I went out and bought new ones because my old ones, my friends and I shot into rocks. Not on purpose, we just missed the target. So I have 6 new ones now, which is exciting. And we're gonna jump back into some recurve practice. I don't have my wrist guard or my tab on, but I have them in here. Sometimes, depending on what hat I have on, I can't shoot. I can do it with a compound bow, but I can't shoot my my hat with my hat forward with the recurve. Bad shot. Wow. Low. Low and bad. It's good. There's one on. That's about it. They're all on paper. These felt really good. I think that was shot 5. Was that last one? But look at those center 3. Closest 2 are the white one, or it was the shots I was excited about. I think I've done my round of practice for these today. It's short, but I tend to find when I just rip the recurve for a long time, I get really bad, and my arm ends up hurting. Sorry, like back, shoulder. I also want to try shooting at this deer right here. He's at 20 yards, so we're gonna do one last round and see if we can hit him. Cut. Real quick, these are my shots. So, looks like there was 4 in the big zone. Only 1 right on the edge of the center target. That is it for today. You know, pulling arrows out of these targets is always a challenge. It's a little tougher, but mostly I feel like I'm gonna make the 3D target break apart. But I am very proud of myself because that was my first time shooting a 3D target with my recurve at 20, and I hit the deer every time, which is great, and that's what I want. So now it's going to be over the next year and a half or so, because that's when I want to try a hunt with my recurve bow. My goal is going to be able to be hitting that pocket behind the shoulder with, you know, 5 out of 6 arrows kind of thing. I really like practicing on this outdoor course every once in a while because it lets me do several things. One, I like shooting in the woods. I mean, look how pretty that is. But 2, so much of this ground is unlevel, so it really feels like you're taking your hand and you're going like to get your bubble level right, and it's just weird because when you practice on the flat course down there, you don't get that. So There's a couple shots. Those are really bad for being only 20 yards. So I'm gonna find some other stuff and we're gonna keep practicing. Okay, this is good practice for me because I don't know what's going on here, but gotta figure it out. I'm usually pretty dialed at 40, so. This is 32 yards. We're going to do standing and squatted as well. This is what we had. This is standing. This is kneeling. We were shooting at 32 yards. This whole unlevel ground thing is really throwing my confidence into question, which I guess is good because I want to be challenged. I want to be challenged enough to be able to shoot in difficult situations. So if I ever stalk or something, you know, I live in Pennsylvania, so that's not exactly the most popular strategy, but I think it's possible in one area that I'm hunting. If I ever stalk deer, that would be really fun to be able to do. Hence practicing, you know, from a kneeling position. The other thing too is just literally just like standing. Or if instead of sitting in my saddle one day, I just decide to shoot from the ground, so seated, so leaning up and firing that way. So, but I feel like I'm gonna get better. This is 34 yards. I did pretty good on the standing, I think. So, let's see how these two go. Standing. So that's pretty good. Round starts at 80 yards. That's really far. I'm not going to shoot that far. I'm going to go halfway to a different yardage. Probably the like 40s range. Do that again, see how tight I can get. And then I'll probably make this my last one in the woods here. And then I'll hike back to the flat part of the range because there's a couple like 55, 50 like practice shots that I want to get on the on my bow and just see how well I'm doing. Okay, I just shot 50 on this range. I'm shooting uphill. Part of the reason why I like practicing out here again is just like there's so much variety rather than just on the flat practice range. So also sometimes I see animals out here. Like I've spooked a couple deer, which is really fun. But let's see how well I did on 50 in the woods. This doesn't feel like the worst thing in the world. But it could be way better. I'm gonna walk back to the truck through the course just because it's really pretty out today. But also just to check out what the course is looking like right now. So, but yeah, this is this is how I've been practicing, just in the springtime right now, is with what I got, and trying to work on things like unlevel shooting and tightening up my groups. Earlier I mentioned that I was going to get a smaller peep sight, which I did. I got one size down. So I think earlier I had a 1/4 inch, but I think got whatever the next size down one is, and that ended up being the right choice, because the couple times that I went after that, I really think that my groups tightened up just a little bit more in terms of consistency, and I think that's just because the pins are floating around a lot less in my peep. Like, they match up pretty well, and I still get enough light in around it to be able to see. So I think I did well. I'm gonna head back now and shoot one last round of 55, and then I'll go about my day. This is a round of 57 here. Standing, pretty flat ground though.